Okay. Hi everyone. We have covered already we have covered brief introduction about the Blue Prism, and as well as we have covered the what is mean by what are the features available inside the Blue Prism, like a home, studio, control room, dashboard, and releases, and a system. And we have seen the very brief about the studio. What are the future? What are the different options do you have in the studio? We have in a studio, we have the two things. We have the process studio and the object studio. In now, why we use the studio basically to develop the any up to automate the any application or to automate the any process. Now, when it comes to the process studio and object studio, we have seen already the what is the use of the object studio. Now, object studio will be used to integrate. Now, object studio will be used to automate the application, and process studio will be used to whatever the applications automated by using the object studio, that will that will map it as a process inside the process studio. That will map it as a process inside the process studio, as we have created uh, in the last class one object. The object call, we have created one object. That object call application application to underscore object. Now 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 what we have done now, by in the particular object where we have configured the one web application, where we have configured the web application by using the application modeler. How you can configure any application with the Blue Prism means, with the Blue Prism, where inside the object studio where we have the application modeler, inside the application modeler, where we will provide all the details related to that application, like a URL of the application and where to launch, where you are, do you want to launch in the IE Internet Explorer, or do you want to launch in the Chrome or the Firefox, like that. All after providing all the details, where we can identify the application elements. Now, for suppose now I automated the launching application. Now I automated the login to the particular this application, whatever we are seeing on a screen, this application where I automated. Now to automate it, what is required? Username and password and the button. Now these elements I identified by using the application modeler. Now whatever I identified, that I will do the actions on the object studio. How to do the action first? To do the any action first, you have to launch the application. How to launch the application? By using the navigator stage. By using the navigator stage, where we launch the application. After launching application, where I want to write a username on the application. How to write the username? By using the write stage. Now I am going to write something on the text box. Whenever you want to write on the application, where we will use the write stage. Now where you can go to the write stage. Inside the write stage, now you will be having a, you can see this is the UI of the write stage, where you have the value, element and the type. Now where I want to write on the username text box. Now drag and drop the username text box under the element. Now what is the value? Value is your username. What is the username? BP. My application username is a BP. Now give the name as a username underscore write. Always the naming conventions of the stages. Now this is the write stage. Now always follow the type of the element underscore the stage name, underscore the stage name. This is the element is the username element, and the what is the stage? This stage is the write stage. Write stage. Write stage. And click on OK. And after writing, where you have written the username, where you can write the next is the password. Again drag and drop the one more write stage, and go to here, drag and drop the password element, and you want write the password. How you will write? You write the password where whenever you are passing a static value, always you have to put into the double quotation and pass the BP. And this is password underscore write underscore write, and click on OK. And now after entering the username and password on the application, what we do, we will click on a button. Now to click the button, always click level actions, like a selecting the drop down, clicking the checkbox, selecting the radio button, and clicking the button, launching the application, closing the application. These kind of all activities will be done by using the navigator stage. Navigator stage. Go to the navigator stage, and inside the navigator stage, drag and drop the login button, where we are going to click here. Drag and drop the login button element under the elements, and select the action called a click center. I am going to click the center on the particular button. Click center, and give the name as a click login login button, and here okay, and connect this link, launch, write username, password, and button. Okay, now how to run the process. And now this is the object. Now we are inside the object, and where you have a inside object, what will be containing, object will be contain the actions. Now where is the, now this is the, what is this action? This action is the launching and login to the application. This action is the launching and login to application. Like these actions where you can create the multiple by right clicking this and create a new where you can create the multiple actions. Now how to execute this? Now I want to execute this. Now in the execution, what will happen in the runtime, where it will go and launch the application, it will type the username, password, and click the button and the login button. Now what you do, right click and select the option called set next stage. You will be having an option on the right click, set next stage. After clicking set next, where it will get the start block will get highlight, and click F5. Click the F5 where it will go and launch the application. After launching, it will enter username, password, and it click the button, and it will where it launch the application. Where we have done this all activity, we have done this all activity inside my object. As we told, all the application related activities will be done on the object. Finally we will call inside the process. Why we want to call the, why we want to call the objects inside a process? Finally in a production, after developing complete your project, where you will run the, where what we will run, what in a production, what we will run means processes we will run. We cannot run the objects. Finally we will run the process. Now here, now if you go to this, now we have a object. Inside object we have the actions. As I told, all the objects will be called inside the process. Objects means we will not call the entire object, we will call the actions of the object. Now in a object we will be having a multiple action, but for here where you have only one action, now how to call this? Now we have a application to underscore object. Now how to call this inside a process? Now go to the process studio, go to your now here, now go to the process. Let's create where you have the application one underscore process. Just open this. We have created. Just creating is a very easy. Just what you do, right click, let's create a new process. Right click and choose the create process and give the name of the process, like a automation underscore process 2. Just give as a name process 2, automation underscore process 2, and click on a next. Now click on the next, and where it will ask you to the description. Description is nothing but the why you are automating. That is the main description of your project. Now click finish and finish. Just open this. This is the UI of your process studio. It will look like same like object studio, but you will be having here a main page, and in that you will be having a 3 default pages. That is a initialize, cleanup, and a action, where we have created action renamed as a login and launch. Now what I have to do? Now I have to use my object inside the process. How to call my object, whatever object I created, whatever action I created inside that object, I have to call that object inside the process. Now what we created action. What are those action? Login and launch. Now you can see here we have a stage. We can see here we have a stage called action. Now whenever you want to call any object action, where we will drag and drop this. Just drag and drop the action. Now if you open this, where you can see it will ask you to the name and the description. You can see the business object. Business object is nothing but the whatever object we create, that all objects will show here. Whatever the objects we created, that all objects it will show here. Now what is the object we created? We created the application to underscore object. Just select that, and action, where you can see the action. As of now we created only one action, that is called the launch and login. Now select this, and here give the same, always give the naming convention when it comes to the action stages. This is the one stage where, what is the stage? Action stage. For this stage I am going to give the name, same name whatever we have the action, of my object. Additionally, now as I told, we will always call the objects inside the process. For suppose in your one project contains the two applications. Then how many objects we create? Two objects we create. Always number of applications is equal to number of objects. Now in my project I have a two applications. I will create a two objects. Now two objects I have to call inside my process to map it together. To map it together, finally you have to call the two objects inside your process. For suppose two applications will be having a username and a password. For two applications we will be having a launch and the login. For the two applications, two objects, you would have given the same like a launch and a login, same launch and a login. That to identify easily, what you can do, you can give here as a launch and login, same action stage name, login underscore object name underscore whatever the object you have given, okay, application to object like this, where you can give the naming convention of your objects, action stage. Now you have here the start and you have here the action. In that particular action where we are calling your object, that object contain one action, that action we are calling. Now connect this by using a link stage. You connect this one. Okay, how to run this? Again, this like a just click on a play button, where you will be having a play button. Just click on the play button. Now once you click the play button, first where it will launch the application and it will enter the username and password. Why it is not entering it? Now if you see here where it not enter the username and password, let's see why it's not entered. Okay, it's entered and it login. Okay, now let's run one more time. Let's run this one more time. Now whenever you want to run from start, always we have to do the reset. Now here now it went to the end. It's done this activity, whatever we have here, it done this particular activity and it went to the end block. Just you will be having here one option called reset. Now reset this and right click, or you can directly click on a play button. Now where it entered the username and it proceeded to it clicked on a login button, it went. Now if you go back to your object studio, now what we are doing a start, launch, username, writing the password and clicking the button. Now where I am using a two different stages. Now I am using a two write stages here. I am using one write stage for writing a username and again one more write stage to write the password. Now I want to use here, now first of all the question is like can I use the username writing, password writing in the one stage? Now instead of using two different write stages, can I use the one stage to write the username and as well as a password? Yes, we can use that. Now if you open this, now you can see where you have one row here where you have an option called add. Now if you click add, where it will get created one more row. Now here I am writing a username. I will write here the password. Now to write the password, what I have to drag and drop the password element, whatever we identified by using the application modeler, and drag and drop and write the password. Now what is the password? Whatever the password, that put in a double quotations. Now the password is BP. Now here name it as a username and password. Right. Username and password right. And click on OK. And you can remove this. Both the things we are doing in the one write stage. Both the activities we are doing in one write stage, where you can remove the one more write stage and connect this. And here. Now if you run, again it will repeat the same activity. Now where you can see one more example here. Now I am using two navigate stages. I am using a launch navigate one stage, and now click the button, one more navigate. Can I use both in one stage? No, we cannot use. Why we cannot use? Now you have an option. You can click here, you can add one more. But why we cannot use in this scenario? Why we cannot use the clicking the button and as well as launching the application related to the same stage. Why we can't means, after launching the application we have to write the username and password. Then only you can click the button. Without writing the username and password, if you do that before this, before if you do the before you write the username and password, if you do the button click where it won't work, or else after writing the username and password, if you try to launch the application, there is no use. Without launching the application, where you cannot write the username and password, without writing the username and password, where you cannot click on a button, where you cannot. That's why these two should be in a two different stages. But when it comes to this writing the username and password, where you can put in the same stage. Why we can put the same stage where it is happening one after another simultaneously, where you can do the both the activities, writing the username and password. Now where if you run this activity, now let's go to the, now just save this, save. Now whenever you save any object or a process, always it will ask you to the description. Now why you are doing the save changes? Now what are the changes have you made? Have you made to the existing code that all should be done. Now save this and reset, and as well as save these also. Save this, save. Just always I will give as a just save as a description. Now and run, reset, and go to the process, go to the process and reset, and click on a button. Now here run types, where you will be having a three types. One is a faster, normal, and slow. Now just select as a fast and run this. Just I will select a normal as of now and run this. Now where it will launch the application. Okay. Now where you can see, where here the Blue Prism throwed an error. Now why the Blue Prism throwed an error means, now where you can see what is the error here. Now username and password right on the launch and login action page. No elements matched with the supplied query terms. Why it is not worked means, now because the page is not loaded as soon as application launches. Now you can see in this, you can see in the object what, as soon as application launch, where my write stage is going to write the username and password, but my application is not loaded completely. Now what I have to do, I have to wait some time. Now after launching the application, I have to wait some time, and after waiting some time, where I have to go to the writing the username and password, Now how to put the, now how to put the wait stage. Now I have to put the wait here. I have to wait some time between the launch application, and write the username and password. How to put means, where you can go to the wait stage here, where you will be having a wait. Now drag and drop the wait stage, and and if you open this, double click on it, and here you can see, here you have the sometime, here you have the timeout. Now always for the, now when it comes to the wait, where you will be having a two options. Wait is nothing but the delay. You are going to wait, you are going to delay some time in between the launch and the writing the username and password. Now where you will be having a two things. One is a static wait, one more is a dynamic wait. Now in this scenario, where I am going with the static wait, called 10 seconds. Now always it will wait a 10 seconds. After waiting a 10 seconds, where it will go to the, writing the username and password, Now click on a OK. Now click on a OK this. Now where you can see, you have the wait stage. Now you have the wait here, you have the wait, and you have the launch, and you have the start. What you do, just you push these two here, start and launching the application. And now after a launch, where it should come to the wait, once the time finished, whatever the time you have given inside the wait stage, once it finish, where it will come to here. From here I want to go to the right, where I want to go to the writing the username and password, go to the pointer and adjust this. Okay, now here run this. Now save this, save, and go to your process studio and reset. Whenever you done any changes inside your object and you are going to run the object from the process, always do the reset. If you are not done the reset, the changes won't affect to the process studio. And right click or it not required, just you can run directly. Now in this scenario where it will wait 10 seconds and then later it will go to the writing the username and a password, where it will wait 10 seconds. Now once 10 seconds finished, immediately it will enter into username and password and it will click a button. Hello, tell me. Did anybody have the questions? Okay. Uh, okay. The next one. Now, how I am writing the username and password, from where I am going to get the username and password. Now you can see here where I am giving the static. Now directly I return what is the username of my application and what is the password of my application. Now I want to change it. Now I don't want to give directly inside that particular fields, inside the values. What I want to do, I want to store my username password into a data items. Now data items is nothing but variables. Now I want to store the username and the password, two things in a two different data items, two different variables. Those variables I want to use inside the write stage. Now basically how to create the data items and how to use the created data items inside the stages, inside the write stage. Now what you do, just close this, and where you will be having an option called data item. You have a one thing called data item. If you drag and drop this data item, now you can see inside. Now the data item where you have the types. Data item is nothing but the variable. Now in many, if you see any other languages, any other technical language, data items is nothing but the variables like a string, integer, float, boolean and all. Here also we have some of the types. In the types where I am going to create the text one. Now give the username, variable name, data item name I am going to give as a username, username, and always the naming conventions of the data items follow the name of the data item underscore the type of the data item. Now this is the name, username data item. The type is I'm going to create the text. This is the string type. String is nothing but inside the Blue Prism text. Now text one. Now give the username underscore text, username underscore text. Now here what is the value, of your data item? The username of application username. My application username is bp. Now click on OK. Now like this I want to create a one more data item called password. Now again drag and drop the data item stage, and in this give the data item called a password underscore this also password. Data item type is password, and give as a password. Now initial value, what is the password type? What is your password? Your password is a password. Now give as a password. Okay. Now these two data items I have created. Now how I will use inside my write stage. Now if you go here, now you can see here where you will be having one side data items, one side the elements. Now main thing in the write stage, what is required? Required is the data and required is the element. Element is nothing but where you want to pass the data. Now the data item is the data is the data items, and elements are here. Now elements are dragged and drop, and before you have given the static, now you pass the value called from the username. Just you have the username data item, drag and drop this under the value. That's it. Now whenever you pass the static value, that time you have to put into the double quotations. Whenever you pass the data item, you can just directly drag and drop it. Just drag and drop the data. In this data item you have the username. And you have as well as a password data item. You have the password data item. Now drag and drop this. You have the password data item. Now what you do? Now click on OK. Okay. Now if you run again, it will be the same. The username contains here, password contains here, and now if I want to run from the Object Studio, where I will do the right click and set next stage and F5. Close the application list. Okay. F5. Now it will wait 10 seconds. Once it waited 10 seconds, where it will go for the next action. Now if you want to see that together, now username and writing both the things, if you want to together, where you can see one side you see your blue prism, and one more side I will show the application. Set next stage and click on F5, where your application is launched, where you can see the both the things here. Now where it is in, as of now it is in a wait stage. Once the wait stage finish, it will go to the timeout. Once the timeout, it will come to here where it enter the username and it will proceed with the next line. But there is a one disadvantage where we can identify in the wait stage. Now here in this wait stage, where you have the where you have given the static time call 10 seconds, but your application is loading before the 10 seconds. But what happening here, you are going to wait some time. You are going to waste the time of the processing. Now as it is able to load sometime in a 2 seconds, sometime in a 5 seconds, sometime in a 8 seconds, but always you are waiting a 10 seconds. For suppose you have a 1 to 10, in a 1 to 10 it is able to load within a 2 seconds. Now remaining 8 seconds you are going to wait. How to avoid this, how to make it to dynamic? Now if it is loaded within a 2 seconds, I have to proceed it. If it is take a 10 seconds, let it take a 10 seconds and proceed with the next. And now I have to put the dynamic wait. How to put the dynamic wait means, now if you go to the wait stage, now just double click. Now in a wait stage, what you have given the static 10 seconds. In now the dynamic wait also you have to give the time. Dynamic wait also you have to give the time. That is the time called maximum. Now here, now basically for us, how we can able to identify the page is loaded or not. Now how we can basically, once we launch the application in any browser, how we'll identify if any text or if any elements are appearing on the screen, appearing on the application, then we can identify that is the application is loaded. The same way, now once my username text box is appearing on the screen, appearing on the browser, then I will tell to the blue prism, then my page is loaded, and go with the next option, go with the next stage. Now how to put the dynamic? Now you can see here in the wait stage, you have the element, you have the condition, you have the type under. Let's see that. Now what I'm going to wait after launching here. Now basically what you are doing here, now you are doing here, you are doing the inside the object, inside sorry inside the object launching. After launching, where I will look for the username element. If username element is there, then directly go to the right stage. Now let's do this. Now you cannot, now only you can see in a wait stage, waiting starting and waiting end. Now later, once I put a condition, you can see here one more option, one more feature will come, one more option will come. What is that? Now go to the wait stage and go. I am going to wait for the username text box element. What you do? Just drag and drop the username text box under the elements. Now, oh sorry, this is the date item. This side we have the elements. Now drag and drop the element under the elements. And now what is the condition? Check exist means like a, if that is exist on the screen. Now check exist. If exist, become true. If these become true on the screen, now where it will go, where I will go to the next stage, where I will go to the next stage within a 10 seconds, within a 10 seconds. Now what I will do, click on OK, click on OK, where you can see one more option. Whatever the condition you have defined inside the wait stage, if that condition become true, if the condition become true, it will come to here, it will come to here. If the condition become false, when the condition become false, now whatever the time you have given the 10 seconds, within a 10 seconds also the page is not loaded, then it will go for the timeout, now what you will do, now go here. Just make it big, and in this, just I'm moving the data items and everything. I have here the condition become true. When the condition become true, now from here I will take that. Now link, whenever the condition become true, then only I should go to write the username and password. Write the username and password. If condition become false, when the condition become false, within a time, whatever the time you are given, the maximum time as a 10 seconds, within a time, if the page is not loaded, then it will go for a timeout. If it is going a timeout, I am considering the application is not loaded. Then what I'm going to stop my process. I'm going to stop my object. How to stop object means just go to the end. Now where you can do the two things, where you can connect like this, now directly like this, or and one more thing, every end, or you can do one more thing. What you can do means, now this will look like it, the design will be not good. Now if you do directly like this, where the design will be not good, what you have to do, you have to connect like this, and you have to connect like this. How to means, how to connect the link to here and how to here. Now I'm going to use the two different links, how to connect the two different links. Now by using the we have a one stage called anchor. We call it the anchor tag. Now drag and drop the anchor here, anchor, and and take a link, and take from timeout to anchor, from anchor to one more link like this, where you can design your structure, you can design your flowchart. Now or else we have one more option. Every process or a object can contain the two, and can contain more than one end stage. Now I no need to connect like from here to here end, where I can have a one more end here, directly I can connect it, directly I can connect. So this is example for like a every process, any process or a object, pages or a actions can contain more than one end stage, but always it should be only one start stage. Always it should be one start stage for any action or any action object or a process, where you can see the end inside the stages, but where you cannot see the any start, why? Because always start, or always for a objects or the process can contain only one start, but it can contain the multiple ends. Now what you do, now where you can do the one more end, now drag and drop the one more end. Now what you can directly connect like this, and you can remove this, also, and save, save and reset and run. Now as we have seen earlier, where it is waiting 10 seconds, but it won't wait as 10 seconds. As soon as application loaded, it will directly go and enter the username and password. See, the page is loaded, enter the username and password. Now where it's not wasted the whatever the time you have given 10 seconds, now it's not taken the complete 10 seconds. Whenever the application loaded, where it's considered as a elements are exist, then it's went to the next stage to write the username and a password. Okay. Now whenever you do the same any changes inside the object, all the changes will affect wherever you are calling that particular object. I am calling that object inside the process, all the changes will affect the process also. Now if you run from here also, it will be the same option. To run the processor object, where you will bring three different objects: fast, normal and a slow, where I want to run a fast this. Now where you can choose this. Now same thing will happen. Whatever you done in the object studio, same object you have called in the process, and you have done the activity. And the next example is related to the application credentials. Now to log in this application, what you have? Username and password. This is a test application where we have the username and password. Everybody knows, and we are logging. Now when it comes to the credentials, when it comes to the username and password in terms of a business application, for suppose you have a team size of 10 people, 10 people having the different username for the client application, but client will not allow to know the username of the employee 1 of the employee 2. It is a very securely, very secure, and the very concerns are related to the credentials of the employee. If somebody knows, employee 1 credential knows to the employee 2, there is a chances to terminate the employees from the companies. When it comes to the secure, like a banking projects or some other projects, where they won't share the username and password to the other employees also, same team members. If now when it comes to automation ways also, now if I want to automate that application, I should know the credentials. I should know the credential. The developer, Blue Prism developer who is going to develop the particular application, he should know about the username. You should know the username and password of the application. But client is telling, I don't want to share the username and password to the developers also and the Blue Prism team also. Then how securely we can store the credentials of the client, credentials of the client application. For that, Blue Prism given the one feature called credential manager, where the credential manager, now basically what happened, now Blue Prism will be finally connected to the database. Now whatever your Blue Prism tool, now whenever you install the tool, once you install, where you have to connect to the database server, that is a Blue Prism server set up in your organization. Now once you now I want to store my client application credentials securely. Now where you can store that, I can store under the system. We have a feature. Now if you go to the tabs, we have a studio control dashboard release, and I have the system also. Inside a system, I have a one option called here. You can see the security. Inside a security, where you have the credentials. Inside a security, where you have the credentials. Now inside a security, where you have the credential. Whenever you freshly see the credentials, it will look like this. Now what I want, now where these will be operated by the administrator. One administrator will be there for the entire Blue Prism, where he will take the credentials from the client. Whatever the client will give the application credential, that he will store under the credential manager. These credentials, whatever you will store here, you will get an option to access these credentials inside your process or the object. Inside your process or the object. Now how to create a credentials? Now the administrator will save the credentials here. Now where finally it will store? It will store inside a database. Finally it will store whatever he give, whatever you do inside a Blue Prism tool, that will finally will get stored into the database. Now whenever it store all the data into the database, now for suppose there is a chance somebody misuse through the database, any IT team or somebody have the database access of the Blue Prism server, database, somebody have the access. What they can go to the database tables, and they can take the username or password, and they can misuse that application username and password with somebody. And to avoid that, where Blue Prism given the feature called encryption. Now while we are inserting the data into the database, now whatever username password you will insert, that will be encrypted. It will store in a database. But if somebody access also, where the data will not be having the same way whatever we inserted. It will get encrypted. Only my Blue Prism can understand that username and password. Now somebody will go to the database, and if try to access also, where they won't get the exact username and password. It will be encrypted and it will get stored. Whenever my Blue Prism whenever I will access through the Process Studio or Object Studio, that time it will decrypt at the runtime. It will decrypt and it will provide to you, and that will, by using those credentials, where you can log in, where my Blue Prism will log into the application. Now how it will basically encrypt it? Now where you can see the keys, where you can see the option called key. Now where you can see the first initial time, whenever you are creating first credential, that time we have to generate a key. Now by using this key only, the data will be encrypted. Whatever the username and password you are going to insert, that will be encrypted. Now click on a create under a key, and where it will ask you to the generate. Now generate the key and save to the database. Now this key also will be get stored into the database. Now save to the database, and where we have created a key. Now without creating a key, where we cannot create the credentials as well as. Now I created a key. Now I want to create a credentials. Go to the new. Now not only the security wise. Now for suppose if you go to the Object Studio. Now where you store the basically in object your application username and password in a data items. For suppose now basically the application client credentials always it will change every 1 month or 15 days, 20 days, where you will get a new credentials. You have to reset your credentials always. Now that time For suppose I implement this project and I have given my credentials inside my data items, and after 15 days I have to come back to my object. I have to edit my code. I have to edit my solution, whatever object or whatever process. And this is not the good. This is not the recommendable. This is not the recommendable. Now, if you do that through the credential manager, if any time if changes, if any time changes, you no need to come to your solution. Just go to the Blue Prism in under the system. Just go and change there. It will affect all the places wherever you are going to use the credentials. Now, for the same application, I might be using it three different process. I'm using the same credentials in two to three different processes. That time you cannot go and change always in all the objects, all the process. Now, if you done through the credential manager, do the change in one place, it will affect in the all the places. It will affect in the all the places. Now, go to the credential manager, and we basically having the name called credential, but we'll call the name as a credential manager. Credential manager. Now, click on a new. Click on a new. Now it will ask you to the name for the credentials. It will ask you to the name for the credentials and description and username and password of your client application and the expiry date when the password and username is going to be expired, and one more as a mark as a invalid. Now I created the credentials. As of now, I don't want to use that credentials in any process or any object, and as well as I don't want to delete also. I don't want to delete. That time what you can do, just you can make as a invalid. Just you can make as a invalid where nobody can use in any other process or the object. Just it will get be invalid whenever you want to use. That time you can uncheck that option where you can uncheck. Now give as a name as a BP travel. BP travel credentials. BP travel underscore credentials. Now give the username. Username is a BP and password is a BP. And expiry date, let's put as a next month, 9th or something. And mark as invalid, no, I am not going to mark as a invalid. And rights, and where for suppose now this server access will be having the all the developers. Now you have a 10 different developer systems, 10 different people are working, all 10 different people can able to see these credentials, but I want to give only for some of the people, only for some developers or only for the some projects. That time what you can go access level, access rights. Now you can choose whichever process you want to give the access, you can choose. Or as of now I'm giving for all the process, and for all the resource is nothing but all the Blue Prism systems, whatever is connected to the particular server, and as well as I'm going to give the access for all the roles like a tester, developer, and everything. This we'll see later in detail. Now what you do? Now here click on OK. Okay. Now you have the credential, BP travel credentials, BP travel credentials, and you have the expiry date and valid. Now the next question is how to use these credentials inside my process, inside my object. How to use the credentials of application inside my object. Now I don't have here. Now I am developing the one process. I don't have the any credentials. Any credentials. I have a two data items. I have two data items are empty. I don't have any credentials. Now you can see there is no data in this. There is no data, there is no username, and there is no password. I want to access the username password from the where administrator created the credentials. I have to access that. I have to access how to access the credentials from the credential manager to the Object Studio. Now how we can access means where we have the where Blue Prism created one option called internal business object. We are creating a business object for the application. They also created one business object for the credentials. Now by using that business object credentials, where I will take the credentials from the credential manager. Now what is that business object called? The business object name is internal business object name called credentials. Now how to use the objects? How to use the objects? Objects will be used by using the action stage. Now as I am telling, that is the internal business object that is developed by the Blue Prism. I want to use that. By using that, I want to get the credentials from the credential manager. Now drag and drop the action stage, double click, and what is the object? What is the object? Internal business object called credentials. Internal business object called credentials. Now what I want to get the credentials. I want to under the actions where we created a login and launch action, like that, where they have created the multiple actions. In that actions, what is that? I want to get the credentials. Now select a get credentials, and here choose the, give the name as a get the credentials. And what is required now, you are telling like, yeah, I want to get the credential. What credential? You can store the n number of application credentials under a credential manager. Now for each and every credential you have given a name. Now for my credential I given a BP travel underscore credential. Now it is asking give the name, give the input is the, you will be having a input and output. Now input is the credential name whatever you have created under the credential manager. Now double quotations and give the name. What is the name of your credential? Always whenever you give the value should be always anywhere. It is any write stage or read stage, navigate stage, wherever you write something, wherever you give the value, always the value should be in a double quotations. If you are not giving to the value data item. Now our value is BP travel underscore BP travel underscore credentials. And what is, now I am giving the name, I should get the output called username and password, and as well as I will get the expiry date and the status. Now go to the output where you have the username, where you have the password, username and expiry date and the status. Now where I can store it, I am going to get, this is from the credential manager. Now I should have some space to store inside my object, then I can use it in my write stage. Without storing anywhere, I cannot use write directly in the write stage. Now how to, where to store? Already I created two data items. One is the username and the password. Now what you do? Now I'm going to store my password under the password data item. Just drag and drop the data item under a password. And username I'm going to store under the username data item. And where I want to store the expiry date of my credentials under the one more data item, and status I want to store in a one more data. How to store this? Just if you click this magnet button, automatically it will create with this name one data item. See, now if I click here, now you can see under a dates, the expiry date is related to the dates. That's why automatically it will create one data item under the expiry date, under the dates, and one more status. Now click on this. Now automatically it will create the under a status. Status is a valid or the invalid. Now just click on a OK. You can see the two additional data items. What is that? Status and the expiry date. Now where you are getting the credentials here by the action state. Now where you require the credentials, before enter the username and password, before you use the write stage, what you do, you put this here, just drag and drop and connect this. Once it becomes the condition, once the page is loaded, I want to go to the credentials, I want to get the credentials, whatever the credentials will come, that I want to store in the username and password. After storing that, where I'm going to write the particular username and password, whatever is available in the write stage inside my application. Like this, where you can get the application credentials through the credential manager. Now if you run this, now save, I have done the save, and just close this application and just right click and set next stage and F5. Launch, waiting, where it's wait the time, and it get the credentials from the credential manager, and it pass to the data items. From the data items where we are using in the write stage, and after writing, where it is taking a time to click on a button, might be thrown error also. Okay, it's done already. It's done here. There's some issue, I think. Just relaunch, just go to write stage and set next stage and F5. Okay, just reset. That's why I'm telling, whenever you are going to rerun while debugging, this is a debugging we are doing. Now always reset and start it. Save. application, there is some issue. Let's launch. Now where it will enter the username, password, and okay, where it's log into the application. If you want to the both the if you want to see both simultaneously, now where we can see here.
Hi Kiran.
Just 1 minute. Give me 2 minutes of time. Let's we'll start the questions part. Let me show this and F5 where it launched the application. After launching the application, where it went to the credentials and it get the credentials and it log into the application. Okay. Any questions from anybody?
Yeah, Kiran, what was that issue and how you solved it before we are getting a error?
Okay.
So why that error was coming and how
Okay,
you
okay.
solved?
That error is coming. That is the next concept where I will explain. Now, before this part, where it is coming, one error call like a the already application is launched, but we are trying to launch it one more time. We are trying to launch it one more time. Why that happened? Because of now, whenever application is already in launch, if you try to launch already, if you try to launch one more time, where it will show that error to avoid that error where we have the one concept called attach and detach. Now if you have a application is already in launch where you can make it to continue to write the username and password where you don't want to launch it again. That is the next concept where I will explain it in next class. Any doubts from anybody? Okay.
Hi
uh,
Kiran,
tell me.
can you show me that object?
Okay, don't worry about the objects and all. Where I am going to share these objects also. I'm going in the drive.
Yeah,
I will share the objects as well as.
okay, okay. Can you tell me about this data item? Why would we are saving that username and password? Is that is?
No, see, when it comes to the data items, what is the role of the data item inside my object is now where the username and the application username and password where we have stored we doesn't have with us now where we have the username and password is available in the credential manager. The credential manager is
Okay,
where inside the system where you have the credential manager. Now inside credential manager where I have the username and password to use this to access that credentials application credentials where I am using a internal business object credentials to get that now output I will get a username and a password where I can store that whatever the username and password is going to come from the credential manager in a data items. Now I have a data items called
data.
username and a password. Now the result, whatever is going to come from the credentials that I am storing into two data items, and that two data items I am using in the write stage. In the write stage to write the username and a password. Is it clear?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, Kiran.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. I am going to end the session. If any doubts, anything you have, you can ping in the WhatsApp group. Okay.
Kiran,
Yeah, sure.
Tell me.
hi. I joined the class late because I got the training session link lately. So can you share me the recorded session?
Videos. I will share the video now. I am going to add everything, all the videos in the drive. You can take it from there.
All right, Kiran. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Bye.